Welcome back, everyone, to this week's workshops with the Divorce Allies. We are a team of divorce experts, as you all know. And today I am going to be discussing the divorce guilt detox because as mothers, we tend to feel this very, very much. So, whether you're freshly separated or into it, or kind of years into it, if you're a mom navigating divorce and you still feel like you're doing it wrong, you're so not alone. This session is your invitation to take off the guilt backpack and just breathe. I'm going to be walking through what divorce guilt looks like, how it shows up, why it's there, and then how we can work through it. So, at the start, what divorce guilt really looks like and even feels like. It's not always obvious. You feel guilty for leaving sometimes, even if it was toxic. You may say things like, he wasn't bad, he wasn't all bad. Maybe I should have stayed for the kids. Maybe I should have forgiven a little bit. Maybe I should have tried harder. Sometimes it may show up like you worry about your ex more than yourself because you've been doing this for years. He's so lost. What if he spirals without me? I'm worried. Where is he going to stay? So there's guilt on worrying about someone else's well being that no longer is your concern. Maybe you're overextend and try and make up for it. I should be at every match, bake every cake, do every bedtime story with glitter and grace and sparkles because I chose this. I chose to be a single parent. So you feel guilty. So you overextend and try and make up for it with your kids. Um, you carry guilt because you try and be both parents. I can't let them feel the absence of the other parent. So I have to hold it all. I have to be together at all times. You feel bad for maybe even you feel guilty even for enjoying time alone. Um, if you may be saying things like, if I'm happy when they're not with me, I'm a bad mom. Do any of these things sound familiar? Where are you feeling guilty? What do you carry guilt for? Um, Maybe take this moment to write down, what am I feeling guilty for? Where is guilt showing up in my co parenting, my single parenting, me as a person? Where am I carrying guilt? That's guilt. Any of these things above is generally just guilt camouflaged as love. But love shouldn't burn you out. Guilt does burn you out, right? So, what is the guilt trying to tell us? Guilt isn't always the bad guy. Sometimes it's just a messenger, right? It's not the actual source of the problem. Your guilt may be telling you you're abandoning them, whereas truth is you're choosing boundaries and that protects everyone. Your guilt may be saying you broke the family. The truth is you're just building a new one with safety and stability and happiness. Children deserve happy parents. If they are miserable in a marriage, you didn't break anything that wasn't already broken. Your guilt may be saying you need to be stronger, you need to try harder, you need to do better. The truth is, you are strong because you are allowing yourself to be human. And being human comes with all these emotions, with doubt, with fear, with guilt. Um, you know, guilt is showing you that you care. It means you care. But we can't parent from a place of punishment. So, what this divorce guilt detox looks like is I'm going to give you some tools that actually work when it comes to guilt. Now, I carry a lot of guilt myself, but I choose to face it head on, look at it, observe what is it showing me, what is it trying to tell me. Um, so let's detox any of the guilt that you wrote down earlier. Let's detox it, not with punishment this is not a punishment or a pressure, but with practice, we're going to detox this. So we're going to do the 3-column reality check. And this is where you're going to draw 3 columns. In your first column is a little bit of the exercise from earlier, just more in depth. So, what I feel guilty about. I feel guilty about immediately making the decision to leave when I found out about infidelity. This is one I carried. Should I have been more forgiving? Should I have tried harder? Everyone makes mistakes. Okay, the infidelity wasn't a one time mistake, but I still carried guilt about this. So that's what I felt guilty about. First column, what I feel guilty about. What's true about it? Well, it's true that that I immediately knew I needed to leave, but that was my instinct. Um, Third column, what would I say to a friend in my shoes? Well, I would have said to a friend in my shoes, leave, and you've got nothing to feel guilty about. So, everything you feel guilty about, write it, what's true about it, and what would you say to a friend with this guilt? So, another example you can use is I feel guilty for not being able to afford the same lifestyle. The truth is, you're prioritizing safety, stability, peace, calm, trust, honesty, whatever it is you're prioritizing. And then to a friend, what would you say to your friend? Maybe you'd say your love is the luxury they'll remember because it's true. Children don't need materialistic things, they need a present, loving, caring, considerate parent. So that's the first exercise we can try is drawing the columns and just getting a better picture of our guilt and where it doesn't serve us. The next exercise we can try is the guilt to grace reframes. So we're going to start replacing things that we're saying to ourselves. So I should do more. I'd like you to replace these moments with I'm doing my best and that's enough. They're missing out with they're learning resilience and love in real time. Or they're learning that life doesn't go as planned. Maybe a reframe could be I ruined it to I rescued us. A reframe could be I can't offer my kids everything that they deserve or that I want to, but I'm offering them everything they need. So these are some reframes. Try and find anything that you're saying to yourself. Try and see if you can get a reframe. And we've been on this AI train, so um, use AI to help you reframe any of the negative thought patterns or the guilt beliefs that you're carrying about yourself or about your situation or about divorce. Now, another exercise we can do is a 1 minute guilt release ritual. So, when you feel that knot in your chest or that feeling of guilt that you have, I want you to place your hand on your heart. Inhale deeply and say, I'm safe. They're loved. We're okay. And repeat. Let it land. I am safe. They are loved. We're okay. I am safe. They are loved. We're okay. I'm safe. They are loved. We are okay. And then once you've done this, do this for a minute, repeat it to yourself. The reason we repeat affirmations and that they work is you're firing new ways of thinking, new neurons are firing as we rewire our ways of thinking. And it takes practice because it's easy to go the same route of thinking. You need to kind of walk in that path, create that path so that it's easier to walk on. Triage your energy is the fourth exercise you can do. Not everything is urgent. Not everything is urgent. And when you're a single parent, I get it. It's career, it's kids, it's school stuff, it's family, it's friends, it's self care, it's running a household, it's taking care of the yard, it's taking care of the car, it's maintenance, it's everything. So triage your energy. Prioritize one thing a day. What matters most today? And drop the rest. That's not failing. That is mothering wisdom. Okay. I have struggled to get through to this place of always chasing my tail and feeling like I can't get around to everything every single day. So prioritize one thing a day and What matters most for that day is that you get that one thing done. Then, part 4 of this episode workshop video is the guilt of loving or leaving your ex. Let's go there. So, you might feel guilt for having compassion for him. My clients, I deal with this all the time, having compassion for their ex. Maybe you feel guilt for wanting to cut ties completely. Maybe you feel guilt for seeing him cry or spiral or become passive aggressive. You see this is not the best side of him. Maybe there's a feeling, there's guilt, and because you're feeling relieved when he's not around. What are you feeling around your ex? What guilt are you carrying for either loving them still or for leaving? The truth is, you can care and choose for yourself and choose yourself. You can love what you had and leave it behind. And you are going to have those memories. They are going to be good memories. That's why you stayed, right? So even when you leave, those memories don't disappear. And you can feel guilt and keep moving forward anyway. Feeling guilt about leaving does not mean you need to go back. One client told me, I feel like I left him behind while I healed. He's still stuck and I feel responsible. So I reminded her that she was not his savior. She was his partner. And that season ended. It ended with love, but she is not responsible for him. So I hope these little reframes, some of these little exercises help you out today with releasing some of the guilt. I'd like to end off today and anchor this in. And if you're sitting there watching, repeat silently in your mind or to your or out loud, I'm allowed to grieve the dream and still create a better family and reality. I'm allowed to take up space in my own story. I'm not broken. I'm becoming. Write these down this week. Write them on your mirror with a blackboard marker. Put them on post-its somewhere. And remind yourself of these things and try and let that guilt melt away. Remember, tomorrow, when it rises again, meet it with love, not with judgment. And just let that guilt melt away. Repeat these exercises to yourself whenever you need. And if you have any questions or are struggling with guilt a little bit more, feel free to reach out to me. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday.